Good evening, good afternoon, good evening, whatever. Just warm hello to everybody. It's Saturday night. It's 11:25. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going live a lot this week. I thought I would do a quick update here on Bitcoin, kind of touch base and see how everybody's doing. So we'll wait for a little bit while we fill up the chat room. Just get those questions, those comments ready. I'll do my best while I'm hanging out here with you. Just a reminder of the sale this week, Bitcoin Live sale, half off the first 3 months of a quarterly membership. You want to check that out. Pretty much almost everything I do is free though. I mean, and that's like an important focus for me because I want to make it available to pretty much everybody. So take advantage of that on my YouTube channel. I'm not like super active on YouTube because I'm on Twitter like all the time. Twitter is very important to me. That's my main focus along with Bitcoin Live. So in stuff like the free version of Trading Wisdom, you can get that as well on my YouTube channel. So just, definitely encourage that. So what's up, Alvin? How's it going? Keenan, what's up? Strange Gamer and Indy, of course. Looks like Indy's always in the house. Always see Indy Rock Crypto out there. And thank you, Fred. Thank you. Appreciate that, bud. I appreciate that. So we're just getting things started. I just put out a tweet. I got that intro out of the way. So we'll just kind of take a look at Bitcoin a little bit. And I'm more interested also just to hear from the room too, what you folks think and any charts you guys want to look at. But it's interesting. You know, are we, yeah, we had the little false breakout, but bears have still really done nothing. Bears have still really done nothing. Still looks really good for bulls. Clearly line in the sand here locally is 38K. I mean, it's pretty straightforward and you can say what you want, but simple horizontal strategy it's worked well on Bitcoin for you. It allowed you to get long at 18.5. Then you have there are various other similar, type entries here in the spring. So, if you wanted to get long, you could have a whole many times, right? Just based on horizontal theory and given how cleanly Bitcoin's traded. And so we're kind of watching here locally. What's up to everybody? Cheds, what's up? Hey, what's up, Panda? How you doing? Hey, Peter, good to see you, man. And Indoli and Anon, what's up? Good to see y'all. So that's going to be the question here. Do we continue? And so you have to do almost like, like in medicine, they do like the all body approach, whatever the patient. You have to kind of do like an all market approach with Bitcoin. You really want to study Bitcoin, but you want to be also looking at the sentiment of the market. When you want to be looking at Ethereum, and you want to be looking at, like top altcoins. You're kind of always factoring that all in because it's the whole market approach. And if you're with me at Bitcoin Live, I do it. We do it pretty well. Without looking at like a total 3 or like a BTC dominance. I never look at those things because they don't tell me anything that I don't already know, right? Like I look at Bitcoin enough. Muscle memory. I get a sense of what the price is doing in relation to, to different levels. And when you do that, and that's your framework, and then you look at altcoins and you kind of look for which altcoins are stronger than others, you just get a sense of what the market's doing. So what's up, Jonas? Hey, Burnside, what up, man? So look, while I'm hanging out here with you folks, I just wanted to get a little update in here in the Bitcoin Live sale week. So I don't really have much. There's nothing much has changed too much since the last video, but I figured I'd hang out. So if you have any questions or whatever, fire them off. I'm gonna do. I'll definitely do a spaces tomorrow, so you can kind of keep an eye out for that. So any good entry for 38, any good entry for BTC, retest of a breakout 30. Yeah, sure. Break, exactly right. There you go. That's a very simple look. And like I said earlier, like if you wanted to get long and be long in Bitcoin, there were so many opportunities. Breakout, retest. Here, just based on candlestick theory, and we talked about this at the time, right? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 already, right? This is, March. Full hammer candle with volume. This is with the highest volume in the candle series, a multi-week here, multi-month even, multi-week, completely below the lower Bollinger Band. That's super rare. Like you don't have that. So it was just like, okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Here's another one, right? It's a spring. Now you're back in there, and here's your breakout entry. I mean, there's just a trillion ways you could have already been long just in the early formation, um, of the market. And it's not like, and a lot of people notice these things because the market, when it creates this clear market structure, it makes it a lot easier to play. The formation of the neck baseline, right? 25K, you break out and you kind of jump into, resistance will be somewhere in here because you got the zone, rejects, and look, clean throwback. There's another super clean entry. Here's another one. So even just off these alone, right? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 really, I would think, pretty easy type entries. Um, you can get much trickier than that, but just kind of based on simple technique, right? So you could already been long. And again, that's what I told my friend when I had a really good friend text me and he said, should I get long Bitcoin before the halving? I'm like, man, you're kind of late. You're kind of late. I think if you want to get long, you need like a good dip first. But there is range trading, there's more tactile, lower time frame trading. And what you propose is a very reasonable thesis. The idea that you want to play 38K, you want to play the break of the ascending triangle. This move here, though it's as of this moment an up thrust, you believe it to be an out of line move where it's going early in the direction of the eventual break. So now that you've gone back up above and now it's back below, you say, well, look, if it does it again, I'll retry that thesis. And it's that example of that was already the idea anyway to begin with. And so you got stopped out once. You try it again. I will always try a good trade idea at least twice, right? If that trade idea is revalidated. So here'd be a great example of that. So absolutely. That'd be a way to play it. Other than that, a good dip to like 35K, 35.5 would be reasonable again for another trade idea, right? So, but historically, it's given you a lot of good dip buying entries, and you have to think about where you're buying in the kind of hype versus like fear cycle. And even in this, I mean, we had a lot of fear here, a lot of fear, a lot of fear in the market here, a lot of fear, right? Um, And it was just, I was like, "Look, we're good. We're bullish above this line, right? Cautious below." And just so look how did Bitcoin trade that clean? I don't know. So I kind of think it's gonna remain orderly. And I think so in that, I think you probably have like reasonable dip opportunities, throwbacks, 35K, 31K. I still think there's a pretty good chance where we see below 30K in the next 6 months. But like, 28, 29K, real brief dip. But I can see that. I don't know why. It feels right to me based on the trend. Um, what's up, Jonas? What up? Do I have any idea where the liquidity is coming from? Mm, I mean, there's plenty of money in risk markets. So I don't know that we need that much liquidity to make the moves, to explain the moves we've seen here. I mean, not a lot of volume here. So there's nothing I don't think. I mean, at least from my view, Burnside, there's nothing that we really need to explain. Like, I don't know that we need to explain where's the liquidity come from. It's an actively traded market, and Bitcoin has shown that they can move up and down rather quickly. And not that this is even that big a move, but there's plenty of money in risk markets to make this type of a move in Bitcoin. Are you seeing the Cosmos ecosystem is bullish? What do you mean ecosystem? Look, I can look at the chart. Cosmos is at ATOM, right? I don't think about ecosystem. You look at individual plays. You need to think about what you're trading and how you're trying to play it. This is an interesting one. It's right up below the level that needs to flip for it to be bullish again, because you are looking at a downtrend. You have a falling MA200, but the price is above it, so it's unconfirmed. So it's in the sense the atom chart is trying to bounce, but look at how much an underperformer it's been. Look at how much of an underperformer this has been compared to the rest of the market. Look where the rest of the market was in May of 22. They dropped, they set a peak. This thing has just been lower highs, a little bit of a mojo here, right? But long way to go. And certainly until it clears above 10, I would completely avoid it. It is a laggard. It is a long ways to go. It is an underperforming chart. Now long term, like who know? Like nobody knows anything. Don't listen to anyone. That's what, especially these people telling you they know. They don't know long term. Nobody knows. Like you can make some good lucky guesses. I've had some lucky guesses. I've had some huge misses too, like anybody else, right? But you can't know long term. I mean, long term, there's no real trend here. This is sideways. And, there's nothing really exciting about this. So you got to focus on waiting for the price to tell you to get excited. Stop paying attention to the Discord chat or the whatever news, partnerships. None of that shit matters. Can you break 10 bucks? And then you can be long above 10. And if it can't hold 10, you get out. Like protect yourself, protect your capital, right? Let's see. Do I think the dip is over for link on the based on the daily chart? It's a good question, right? Do I think the dip is over? Hope everybody's doing well. Just a reminder to check out all the free content on my YouTube channel. Matt, if you want to learn, TA, you got to watch these masterclass webinars and the free version of my book. First third of it is here, is narrated by me. I think you'll like that a lot. I think the dip's over. I mean, Link still looks bullish. It's still holding MA20. Do I think the dip is older? Like I'd ask you like what dip? This hasn't even really had a dip. This is just a clean consolidation so far, right? Like perhaps you just mean the consolidation. Perhaps you mean the pause in the up only mode. That's a question of we shall see. It may need to go sideways some more, and that's fine. Look at the MA50s all the way down here, rising strong MA50 all the way down here. As long as it holds about 13 bucks, you can be very confident in the short term. In the meantime, maybe it's gonna just chill. Like, don't just assume now we're ready to go up. Look at this move. Big move already in a short period of time. Let it play out. Let it consolidate a little bit. The chart looks really good. The chart because it's above this range. Look at this compared to Adam, right? Adam said it's low and then did this and did this and did this, and now it's down here. That's super weak compared to Link, right? You don't need to do a Link Atom chart, right? This is what I'm trying to teach you folks. You can just look at the two charts and visually compare the price structure. You need to continue to train yourself to recognize price structure. Well above the peak, this looks super, super strong. But the more important point I just tried to make is don't just assume it's going to continue up only mode. It may need to consolidate further. And if you believe in it, you'd want it to kind of hang around here for a while because the more time it spends in this 1350, 14 range, the stronger a move it can have next time, the bigger a move it can have after it breaks out of this because it's consolidated even further. Cardano looks like trash. ADA? I mean, ADA looks terrible, right? I mean, last time I looked at it, super bad. I'm surprised people are still playing that one. I mean, I'm not surprised, but I mean, let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, not great. It's another one you're really hoping turns around. Look, if you like it and it gets above 45 cents, maybe take a look at it. But if you kind of zoom out, you're like, yeah, don't like it. Lower highs still, right? Until you break a lower high, the trend is likely to just continue, whether this is your lower high and you roll over, or whether you come up here and do some kind of failed double bottom. That's just as likely as a breakout. So what, 33%, 33%, 33%, you know what I mean? You're more likely than not to continue with this momentum until proven otherwise. And it's been relatively weak compared to the rest of the market. If it's one you really like, it's your thing. Again, you can always set a line in the sand where the market has said, okay, now you can kind of maybe ride some momentum, and that would be above 45 cents. But I generally don't like it. I wouldn't be playing it personally. I'm not playing it personally. All right. Hey, thanks, bud. I appreciate that. How's everybody doing tonight? By the way, drop me a little message. Where are you in the world? I wonder if any of you folks are still awake, like in Europe. Probably some of you are. Probably not so much Asia, but are we all like? What are you folks in the States, or where are you at? Just give me a quick message in the chat. El Salvador. All right. All right. It's been in that's been in crypto news a lot. over the last couple of years with Bukele. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but very cool. Mexico, que pasa, amigo? Sea Caucus, New Jersey, very cool for sure. Switzerland, that's awesome. I kind of want to go. I'm trying to find a way to do a Europe trip at some point. I went when I was a kid. What's up, Edinburgh, Wisconsin? All right, all right. Bulgaria, very cool. Nice to see you awake. And Argentina, Australia, fantastic in Michigan. So what college? That's the funny thing, and I was talking with my buddy about it. I kinda like all college football equally because you either, like, really follow it and then you're into it, or where I'm at, I just look at it as, like, this is good sport. Like, man, what a run. Like, great, like, sack, great pass, or, like, whatever. You just kinda I just look at it with no attachment. So, I can just, like, flip around. I don't care what the, rankings of the, teams are. So that's I guess that's my kind of that's the kind of college football fan I am. Western Australia, Canada, Syria, right on, folks. Let me all right, somebody asked a question. I want to try to get to that. I don't want to ignore it. They asked a tour. I'll do that. Let's take a look at it. And thank you, bud. And for those in the who are listening to me, how many of you have watched the master? How many of you watched the masterclass tutorials? At least one of them, at least the beginner one, right? The most recent one. How many of you have? Like if you haven't, tell me why. Like this is really good stuff. All right, really good. Really gonna make you feel more in control with your trading. ATOR, right? Qcoin. Okay. Let's see if there's any history here. Yeah, not so much. Isn't this like one of the new listings? Like let's just see if any of these have history. Not really. Yeah, these are new listings. There's no chart here. What do I think of it? What do you mean wild chart? There's no chart. You need at least a year, like minimum 6 months, but you need at least a year. Like there's no chart. What do you mean wild chart? There's no chart. It's just pure gamble with no edge. You're trying to read order books, you're trying to guess based on whatever else you can figure out. There is no this is not a chart. There's no chart. Kind of the way I look at stuff, there is no chart here. I mean, and then I go daily. I'm like, yeah, okay, I've got rising demand. Fine. I'll give you that, Cheds. You were too fast. Nice little throwback. Okay, fine. So long as it holds 65, you can be into it. But for me, there's just nothing here. I want history. I really want price history. The more you do this, you just train yourself to you just stay away from stuff that doesn't have a lot of history because it takes away your edge. Thank you. Appreciate that, bud. What's up, man? Yeah. Dude, you gotta watch. Look, I'm not on YouTube that much because I'm on Twitter all the time and just trying to kind of give good timely observations. And Bitcoin Live twice a week, I stop and I do the full market report, right? And I've been doing that 5 years. I haven't missed an update. So I mean, I don't have time to be also do YouTube. Like I have to stick with my responsibilities at Twitter and Bitcoin Live. All right. Let's see. Watched all what up? Ant. All right. We'll do a couple more chart requests here. Hope everybody's doing great. And strong, actually. I already have this on my list. So it's been really strong. I really like Ant. I mean, I've been following this for a while. This is a real clean consolidating chart, holding the 200. Nice throwback here. Trying to continue to stair step. What was the question? Ant composite. I'm not sure what that means, but this is just a great chart. Definitely favor bulls. Likely to continue. We'll zoom out a little bit though. Let's take a see where I mean, look at this price movement. What I like about this, what I really like about this, yeah, you have a huge price gain, but you didn't do it like that. Because when you rocket ship up, you slow bleed down to nothing. But when you kind of do these consolidations, this stair stepping, that is clean trend consolidation. What's my thesis? I mean, yeah, I mean, I would hope everybody has the same plan on Ethereum. It seems very, I mean, I feel like it's malpractice if everyone doesn't have the same plan. I'm bullish if it's above 2150, and I'm just gonna kind of wait. Unless it would drop down to kind of these lows, maybe here around the 200. But like, it's pretty clear you have to be long above 2150, even if you're a bear. So I mean, I don't have like a fancy thesis on Ethereum, in my view. It's one of those charts where it's so obvious. I don't know that you really need a thesis. And that's what's cool. I like that when the price does that. Like you don't need to have like a thesis. when it's so clear. Does that make sense, Andres? Keenan was asking about AVAX. Yeah, I mean, kind of an underperformer, not a great chart. I generally don't like it. There's way better stuff. And yeah, pretty much the whole market's been doing this the last couple weeks. So until this starts to really do something, I would avoid it because you have limited time and you have limited funds. So you need to only play the best stuff. This one doesn't even come close. There you go. See what I was saying? That was kind of my point. Okay, sure, Matic, no problem. By the way, folks, if you go to my my Twitter page, my pinned tweet, you can watch my October 25th, the full report from Bitcoin Live. It's like 40 minutes. And it's what I do twice a week, not always 40 minutes, but I do the report twice a week. You can kind of see what it's all about. And just a reminder, when you sign up, you get access to the entire team's content, not just mine. So it kind of makes it easy given my teammates. It's actually a lot easier given the teammates that I work with. Matic, let's take a look. Happy holidays. What up? All right. Matic. Yeah, it's like another underperformer, you know. Definitely another underperformer. Um, there's better stuff for me to play. What do I think about it? So short term, it doesn't really have much of a trend. It's a very sloppy chart. Very sloppy chart. That's starting to set up as a pivot. You can pay attention to that. If it gets up here, I might short. I would probably be prone to short this again until proven otherwise, until it proves it can flip one. So it's kind of underperforming, sloppy chart. And I think you're gonna, you know, especially with one as a clear pivot, use that to I would actually short the first attempt into it. If it flips, you could also use that as a long trade as well. It's a pretty reasonably defined level. But that's only because you're already watching it. Like otherwise, you're seeing a chart like this. If you're not already in it, you're probably just going to move on, right? Because there's not much here. There's no real trend, right? With no trend, you have no edge. We'll wrap it up here on Rose. I don't want to leave you hanging, Miguel. Um, still it's okay, not great, pretty underperforming, not above that peak, right? Not above the peak of the range. Again, think about Link all the way up here, right? This is the 850. A lot of coins have broken out of the range. This is still well within the range. So until this clears these highs, I would be very skeptical of it, is what I would say. How many charts on my watch list? You can see it. I generally have these are the crypto ones that I'm watching, and I curate this. And there's about 15 or so right now I'm watching every week. And then when the members will request videos and I cover them on the Bitcoin Live member report twice a week, if it's a really good chart, I'll work it in and then I'll start covering it as well. But these are the ones I'm watching closely right now. You can see them right in your screen, Tobias. All right, folks, thank you so much. It's been my honor. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. Trading Wisdom, get it for free on my YouTube. First 18 chapters narrated by me. Really good. You guys got to check this stuff out. I'm really because look, I can't do YouTube all the time, but I want you to know that like there's great stuff here for you. So if you're like, I wish Cheds would do YouTube, either check me out on Bitcoin Live or just Twitter. But like the stuff that's here should carry you over. Huge library of educational content. Take advantage of it. Stay blessed, folks. Appreciate you very much. I'm just having fun. I'm on about having fun, covering Bitcoin, covering top altcoins, doing a little trading psychology, just chilling. That's what I'm on about. So, right. Also trying to finish off with some good vibes. So I hope you have a good night. I hope everybody's doing well, and I will talk to you soon. Big Cheds out.